back to the Genesis Principle Fine Art. Today I'm just doing a little bit of touching here and there, which is really not necessary as such, but to satisfy my own insecurities, I guess, or my own level of perfectionism. I'm going to try to make a few adjustments before I dry this one and varnish it. So to let you know what those things are, I think it's good sometimes to show um, areas of maybe mistakes or the areas of undesirables in a piece of work, so that those who are looking on and trying to learn how to do this sort of thing can avoid those things and become maybe a better artist in your own right, in your own style and techniques. So let me just point out a couple of things that I'll be addressing. First of all, if you look at these grass reeds that's kind of spouted out throughout the painting every so often, if you can see them very carefully, I don't know how much zoomed in I am here, but if you can notice them very carefully, they look black. They shouldn't look black. No plant in nature really looks black, no matter how far it is from the eye. They never look black. And so the fact that it looks black, I have to address that and adjust the colors, the oils a little bit, so that they translate a little bit more natural to the eye. And also on the crack in the concrete of the curb here, maybe not so much here, but here, and also especially this area, it looks almost like water flowing, and it shouldn't look like water. It should really look like concrete. It's also a little bit too bright, so I need to tone the brightness down a little bit and adjust the texture of the area so that it doesn't look so much like water spilling over concrete, but it looks like cracks in the concrete. So basically that's what I'll be doing, and then I'll be finished. I'll be signing this one, and I might drop a little bit of grass here, shrubs maybe. These areas look a little bit blank and it needs to be a little bit more voluminous, so I might fill that in. Anyway, that's the I guess the lessons of technicalities for today. Let's get going. thought I'd just cut in a little bit and just slow things down a little bit and explain what's happening. I know it can be quite boring at times. It's like watching paint dry, literally. So let me just hop in here and maybe explain a couple of things, or a few things. So what I'm doing now is I'm I've slowed the speed down a little bit so you can see. I usually speed things along just for the constraints of time. But I want to explain a little bit about what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is trying to make, even though the painting is quite a good distance away from me, at least from where I sat to paint or started the painting. As I said, this painting was started outside. I sat outside and I was doing a plein air piece, and I decided to bring it inside and complete it. The field is quite a distance away from me, and when I paint, I don't paint as if I'm painting from a photograph or from a video screen or what have you. I paint as if I'm standing at a particular location, looking at the actual scene and painting the scene onto a canvas. So I don't paint with the concept of me painting from an actual photograph or visible screen or TV monitor, what have you. So the things that I'm painting now, those fine little details, the little shrubs and twigs in the foreground that's coming up through the concrete and the curb there, I'm kind of adding a little bit more detail to them so that they translate to the eye more realistically. Not that they look more detailed than they need to be, because when things are far from you, there's only a certain portion of detail that you actually do see. So I don't want to go beyond that. And there is actually a very delicate balance between how detailed it should be, a painting should be, and how detailed it should not be, depending on how far from you the actual scene is. And so when you paint, you have to paint with that in mind, or if not, everything will look as if it's right in your face and there is no depth to your work. Nothing looks like it's far from you, and some things look closer. It won't appear that way. It will seem as if everything is in your face, depending on the colors you use, or it will appear as if all things are far from you. So there's a very, very delicate balance between linear perspective and the atmospheric perspective of atmosphere. And you have to use the colors or the oils, depending on whatever you paint with. But regardless of what medium you use, you have to make sure that these things are executed within a piece of work, or the work becomes very artificial looking or somewhat surreal, but surreal with a very tasteless sort of appeal, if I could put it that way. So I'm just addressing those little fine details and little things that should be highlighted a bit more. So that's what I'm working on at this point. So I thought I'd slow it down so you can see a little bit more. And also, I can also do a lot more things to make this painting look a lot more realistic, or give a greater level of impression of a greater impression of realism, but based on the mode of the day and where I was sitting. I think this is satisfactory. So I just thought I'd share these things. So this entire video clip, as I said, it's just my own way of addressing things that an artist deal with every day within his work. Every artist goes through this, where you feel like a piece is complete, but some things are bugging your eyes, so you want to get in there and fix them. Of course, you can't fix everything, but at best, you will fix to the point where you feel like it's now definitely time to stop, or you're satisfied with what you've done. So that's what I'm doing now. So continue to enjoy the painting. I will see you in my next video. Hopefully in the next one, I'll be varnishing the painting and I'll be showing you that. Take care and stay safe. I'll see you in my next piece.